folks, howdy. It is late, but I want to try to get a puzzle done. Today's puzzle is very hard. Get the mind relaxed here, if we can. Let's start looking at this puzzle. Alright, so the very first thing that comes to my mind is that this row here has 3 numbers missing, and that's in the cube. So I want to know what these numbers are. We've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We need a 5, and it cannot be here. So we have a 5 here or here. 6, 7. We need an 8, and it cannot be here. So our 8 goes here or here, and then we need a 9, and it cannot be in the middle. 9 and 9. Therefore, those cells are locked. That's what they have to be. Now, with this 1 going vertically in the center and to the right, only one spot left for a 1. I notice this 1 here and here. Let this one be a 1. Okay, so those 1s are kind of helping each other out. Let's see what else we have. We've got 3 numbers missing here in this particular cube. 1, we need a 2. We've got a 3. We need a 4 and a 5. Okay, not a whole lot to go with just yet. Okay, alright. Let's see if we got this 1 over here. I wonder if there's something that can help us over here. Yep, we've got this 3. See, this 3 comes up, this 3 goes across. There we go. Now we have a 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5. Anything to help us there? Not really. A 6. Well, we do have a 6 here, so we know our 6 is top and bottom. We need a 7. The 7 comes across. We know our 7 is across the bottom. We have an 8 and a 9. Okay, so the number we're missing is still a 5. Okay, we do have a 6 comes down, a 6 comes down, a 6 across the bottom. So that eliminates just 2 spots only left for our 6. We've got a pair of 1s over here, 1 across the top, 1 through the center row, 1 through the center column, just 1 spot left for a 1. Now we have a 1 in the right, 1 through the center, 1 through the middle row. 1 goes on top and bottom. Same thing here with this 1 here, because we have a 1 in the right and the left and through the center. Okay, looks like all of our 1s are marked. We don't see any pairs going this direction. Down, I've got, let's see what we've got. Okay, this 5 does come down here. I think we eliminated these. Those are the only, yeah, the 2 and the 4 can be anywhere. Alright, let's see here. So when we're looking at this center cube, we've got a 1, we need a 2, and it can't be here. So our 2 goes here. We now have a 2 in the right, 2 through the center. So our 2 has to go up and down here. We've got a 3. We need a 4. We don't have anything to help us with the 4 just yet. We've got our 5 marked. We need a 6. Can be anywhere. 4 and a 6 can be anywhere. Okay. We do have a 3 and a 3. Just leaves 2 spots here for the 3. Let's see what else we have. We've got a 4 and a 4 and a 4 through the center. So we have a ghost row 4. Okay. Got a 3 in the left, 3 through the center. We have a 3 here. Got a 1, we've got a 2, we've got our 3, we've got a 4. Now our 5 can't go here. We could go here, here, here. We've got our 6. 7 could go anywhere. Now our 8 cannot go across the top. Could go here, but not here, and it could go here. Okay, this one's got a lot of missing numbers. Okay, 8 across the top, 8 through the center, 8 across the top, 8 through the center, 7s, okay, 1s, 1, 2, okay, so the 3, 4, okay, so 5 has to be here or here because not here and not here. And then we have the 6 that comes up and a 6 that goes through. So 6 has to be top or bottom. Okay, and then our 7. There we go. There we go. Our 7 and our 6. There we go. Our 7 and our 6 have to go in these 2 spots, which means this is the only, nope, that's a 5. Clean up my 5 there. So we have a 7 and a 6 and a 5 right here, and this 7 and a 6 that go through here say that these 2 cubes are the only spots for a 7 and a 6. So the 5 can't go there and the 5 can't go here either. So that's the only spot left that a 5 could go. Now that helps us here because now this one is going to be our 5. Okay, now this one's going to be our 8. Now this one's going to be our 9. Okay, so we've got our 6 and our 7, and then the only other number that's missing is our 3. So our 3 is going to go here because it has to go there. Now we have this crisscross pattern with this 3 and this 3, which tells us in this cube it has to be here. Because if there's a 3 on the top, then there's a 3 on the bottom. And if there's a 3 on the bottom here, then there's a 3 on the top here. Top row, bottom row are covered with this crisscross pattern. Every hard and very hard puzzle always has this crisscross pattern. Never fails. I've seen it in every single hard puzzle that we've run into. You've got to find these crisscross puzzles. So now we've got our 2 and our 3, so that tells us this one has to be the 3. We can get rid of that one. We now have a 3 here. Okay. Alright, so that is good. Let's see what else we have now. Oh, and that tells us what this number is here. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number we're missing in this column is 8. There we go. Only place left for an 8. Now we had 2 8s in this column, but it cannot be here, so let me clean that up. So we cannot have an 8 here, cannot have an 8 here, and we cannot have an 8 there, so that makes this our 8, which so happens to make this the only spot that a 3 could be. Can't have a 3 here, can't have a 3 here, so there's our 3. Now that helps to resolve this 3 right there. Our 2 goes right there. Okay, we're just updating the numbers. We've got to make sure to keep our pencil marks nice and clean. Okay, so we're missing 2 numbers here. We're missing a 5 and a 7 is what it looks like, a 5 and a 7. Okay, so let me get those updated. 5 and a 7 right here on these 2 for that particular column. Okay, that's good. Alright, okay, now let's see here. We still have a 6 and a 7 here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We need a 4. And that can go anywhere. 5, 6. We need a 7. That can go anywhere, and then we need a 9, but a 9 can't come down the center, so our 9 has to be one of these two. Okay, alright. We've got our 3's marked. 1, 2, 3, 4 could go anywhere. 5, we need a 6, which we know is any one of those uppers or lowers. Okay, we've got a 1. What are the other? We need a 2 and a 4 over here. Okay, so now let's look at maybe this row here. We've got a 1. Any of them could be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we need an 8. There we go. This 3 and 8. 3 and 8. Double locks these two. Now we have an 8 helper. There's our 8. There's our 3. Now the two numbers that are missing in this particular row is a 2 and a 9. So those two lock each other. 2, 9. Can't be anything else because that's that row. So for this cube, we've got our 2 and our 9 squared away. So we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Now here's a 5 coming across the top, so we know our 5 is down here. 5 or here, a 5. We've got our 6 that's marked. Now we need a 7, and then we have our 8 and our 9. So see how these two are missing a number? Typically, that's going to resolve that one of those two is our 7, which is going to make this a 6, this is a 7. But that's, you kind of see that layout where these two have 2, these two have 2. Oh, this is the only cube that's missing a number, so those typically are going to have to be my 7s. That's just usually how it rolls with the numbers. We've got a 1 here. I'm looking in this top row. We've got our 2, we've got a 3. Okay, 4 could go anywhere. We've got a 5. We've got a 6 that could go either here or here. And then we've got a 7, could go here or one of these. Then we've got our 8, and then we need a 9. And 9 can't go over here, so there we go. So in this top row we need a 9, and it can't go here, and it can't go here. So that makes this one our 9. Okay, that helps us clear up this 1. That also now helps us clear up this 1. Okay, and let me clear up this 1. And now that doesn't make it a 5 because we still don't have that solid 7, just in case we don't want to make sure we accidentally put that number in there. Okay, 2 and a 9, because a 7 could technically go in any 3 of those spots. Okay, alright, so we need a 2. Well, a 2 cannot go across the top, so 2 has to be in one of these bottom ones. We need a 4. Now a 4 could go anywhere, and then we need a 6. And a 6 could pretty much go anywhere as well. Alright, so we're getting some numbers marked. We're getting there. Let's see what else we have that can help us out. Okay. Alright, so in this particular row right here, I noticed 8s. See this 8 and this 8. So, and then this 8. So the only way to get 8s in this row is to put it right there. That's the only spot an 8 will fit. So now we have an 8 across the top. We have an 8 through the middle. 8 in the center, 8 down the right. So here's only one spot left for 8s. And I believe that completes our 8s for this puzzle. Yay! Alright, okay. Now we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. We need a 6. Now a 6 could go here, or a 6 could go here but not here. So we're going to just mark that down as a 6. We need a 7. Now we do have a 7 here, but it could go here or here. Those are our 7s. We've got an 8, and now we need a 9, which a 9 cannot go here, but it could go here or here. So this is the only spot in this row that can be a 7, because we have a 6 and a 9 already in this row, And those are the three numbers we're missing, is a 6, 7, and 9. So we can clean that up by putting the 7 there. And we can remove the 7 there. And now we have a 6 and 9 montage. Okay, very good, very good. So we've got a 7 that direction. We've got 3 numbers now missing here. Now I see this 3. I just never updated it from my pencil mark, but we have a 3 down the left side. We have a 3 down the bottom and 3 through the middle. And we now have a 3 through the center. So this is actually the only spot left for a 3, because we've already got that one. I just did not update it. Okay, and that looks like all of our 3s for this puzzle. So let's see what numbers we are missing in this particular column. We've got a 1. We need a 2. Can this be a 2? Yes, this one and this one as well. Nothing stopping those from being a 2. We've got a 3. We need a 4, which could be in any of them. And then we need a 5, which can be in any of them as well. Okay, well, that wasn't very helpful, was it? Okay, I'm getting close enough to the point where I almost want to write down all the numbers that could be, because we're getting kind of close to the point, but I don't want to overload my game with pencil marks that aren't needed, because I will confuse myself every single time when I do too many pencil marks. 1, 2, 3, we need a 4, and we need a 7. A 4 and a 7. 4 and a 7. 1, 2, and then we need a 4 and a 6. A 4 and a 6. We need a 2, 4, and 5. Boy, those 2s and 4s are really going to be kind of sneaky here. 2, 4, and a 6 here. Okay, so what do we have in this particular column right here? We got a 1. We need a 2, which could be here, here, or here. We've got a 3. We need a 4, here, here, or here. 5. We need a 6. Well, it can't be here, and it can't be here, but it could be here. 7, 8, and then we need a 9, which it can't be here, can't be here, but it could be one of these 2. Okay, so we know that this one of these 2 is a 9. Is there anything over here with our 9s? I'm looking for another one of those crisscross helps. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay, I'm noticing some numbers here in this particular row. I do want to go ahead and mark these out because I'm getting some... Okay, so up here in this top right cube, let's start there. I know that the only number is missing is 7s, and they can go there. Now this cube should be marked out. This cube is marked out. 1, okay, there's our 2s, 3, now a 4. Okay, alright, so we have a 4, and the other number that we're missing is a 6, and there's nothing stopping that, so let me write those in. Okay, now those are all good, so we've got a 1, and we've got a 2 and a 4 that are missing, and they can be any one of these, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4. Okay, now let's look in the center one here. We've got a 1, a 2, a 3. We're missing a 4 and a 6 in these center ones, which I believe they can be everywhere. So 4 and a 6, 4 and a 6, 4 and a 6. Now this one here, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Could this be a 5? I think that could be a 5, so let me write a 5. Now it could be a 6. We've already got that identified as it could be a 6. Could it be a 7? No. 8? No. 9? No. Okay. So that one's a 5 and a 6. That one right there I think is maybe one of my keys, maybe. Okay, so those 3 cubes are all marked out. Okay. Okay, so this one's only got 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we need a 4, which could be any of these. 5, 6, and I need a 7, which can be any of these. 8, and then I've got my 9 already marked out. Okay, so that's fully marked out. 1, now I cannot have a 2 in the right or through the center, so I still have 3 spaces. That could be a 2, 3, 4. Alright, now a 5, not here in the center, but this could be a 5, this one could be a 5, this one could be a 5, or this one could be a 5. Alright, now 6 can't be in the bottom, or in the right or the left, so 6 has to be one of these two. Okay, we've got that marked. 7s cannot be here in the middle either, so I've got a 7. This one could be my 7, this one could be a 7, or this one could be a 7. And then we have our 8, and then we have our 9. No 9 in the right. But the rest of these could be a 9. That's kind of my... I know these last ones have a lot of choices in them. Okay, this one's going to have a lot of choices too. So I've got a 1. Okay, so this one, these could all be 2s. Then we have a 3. Then we have 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay. Then we have 5, 5, 5, but not here on the right and not to the center. Then our 6 goes through here, so this could be a 6. Or this could be a 6. Because we have a 6 through the right, 6 through the bottom, so we just have 2 spots that could be a 6. 7, 8, and then we need a 9. No 9 in the left, the center, so one of these two is the 9. Okay, so there it is, folks. We have the entire rest of the map marked out. So I need to look for some double eliminations, some patterns, some things that I've been missing. Let's see if that's a 2. Did you guys see it? I sometimes get so caught up, I'm focusing. Maybe I need to look back a little bit. Oh, now I can't see the numbers at all. 2, 4, and 6. Okay. 5 is good. 7s, 4s. Okay. Okay. See, this is part of the puzzle that I get a little bit lost on, where I should be able to find a pattern to help us resolve it, and I get confused. And then what I do is I have to get a piece of paper, and my mind has a hard time going past like 2 numbers. Once I get past 2 numbers, I lose what I was going at. And I'm wondering, see this 5 and 7? I wonder if these would resolve out a certain way if the one was a 5 and a 7 and one was the opposite. So I'm going to do a quick. Let's try with this one being a 5. Okay. So if that's a 5, then this is a 7. Okay, and if this is a 5, then these are 2s and 4s because you can't have a 5 anymore. So that means that this is going to be a 6, and that would make this a 7. Now if these are 2s and 4s, then that has to be a 5. Okay, and if this is a 5 here, then this one becomes a 6. Okay, that one becomes a 4. That one becomes a 2. And with that a 6, that becomes a 7. That becomes a 4. Okay, I'm just kind of following the rabbit and seeing where it takes us. Okay, so if that's a 7, then that's a 4, then that's a 6, and that's a 2 and a 4, and that's a 2 and a 4. Okay, so if that's a 4, okay, then those two are both 5s and 7s. Okay, so that's a 5, that's a 7, and that 7 is going to make that a 6. Okay, and that 6 is a 4, and that works out okay. And now these are going to be 9 and 7. 9 and 7. And that's now a 2 and a 5, a 2 and a 9. Okay, okay. And then we have a 5, 7, okay. A 5 and a 6. 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4. That's kind of an odd number to have 2s and 4s everywhere. Okay, so no 7, no 9. Alright, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4, 2 and a 4. Okay, so if those are all 2s and a 4, that's going to make that a 9. That's going to make that a 6. That's going to make that a 9. And then I have a 2 and a 5 and a 2 and a 5. Okay, well, as far as my brain went, I went pretty darn far down that rabbit hole. That seemed to work out. So let me try it the other direction. let me try this as a 7 and this as a 5. Usually, what ends up happening is I find out the pattern of what doesn't work fairly quick, and if I do, that way I know. I like to try to learn of the pattern that I'm trying to find, so that way I can get better at it next time. So let's see what we have here. So if this is a 5, okay, this is a 5, and this is a 5. Okay, so that won't work. Okay, so it's kind of an odd. If this is a 7, makes this a 6, makes this a 5. Okay, now this is a 5, won't work, because if this is a 7, then this has to be a 5. Now if this is a 5, then there can't be any other 5s except for this 5. Now if this is a 5, that makes this a 5. And see, those two can't be 5s. So it's kind of weird, that pattern right there that just shows that if this number here is a 5, that makes this a 5, which makes this a 5, and these two a 5, and that won't work. And I wish, I mean, that's all I had to write down was 5 numbers. I wish I could see that in my brain, but I'm not sure of the pattern sequencing there. But just trying that number out tells me that this one has to be our 5 right here. Okay, and with that being our 5, I'm just going to, everything pretty much cascades at that point. Okay, so there's our 7, and then I can go through and I can clean up my markings. So this one has to become our 5. Okay, this one can't be a 5 anymore, so this is our 6. This can't be a 6 anymore, so that's our 7. Okay, and I'm just going to clean up my pencil marks here while I go a little bit. Okay, here's our 7, so here's our 5. Okay. Alright, so now let me look for just a moment here. Let me clean up my 5, clean up my 5 there, clean up my 5 there. Okay, so we have a 2, and we don't have a 7 anymore because of this 7. And so we can get out all these 7s, and 7, and 7, clean that up. Alright, so now this is our 6, well that makes this one our 4. Okay, so now I can clean up my 4s. Okay, no 4 here, no 4 here, no 4 here, no 4 here. That makes this the only spot left that can be a 4. Okay, and that also makes this is the only spot left that can be a 7. Okay, and if that's a 7, there's our 6. Okay, so now I'm just cleaning up. So this 6, now these two can't be a 6, so this is the only one left that could be a 6. So let me clean up my pencil marks. There we go. Now if one of these is a 4, well then this cannot be a 4. Our 4 has to be up here. So this one becomes our 7. Okay. Alright, so just being nice and gentle here as we keep going and keep cleaning up the pencil marks. Alright. Okay, so we've got a 6 and a 5 over here, so let me clean up my pencil mark. A 5 and a 6 can't go there anymore. Okay. Now we have a 2 and a 4, which double locks those, which tells me this cannot be a 2 or a 4, because there's already a 2 and 4 in this column. So that makes that a 9. That's the only place left that a 9 can go. Alright, so let me clean up my 9. No 9 there. Okay. Alright, so we've got a 5 here, top and bottom. Now we've got this 6 here, so there's our 2, which makes this one our 6. Okay. Now we've got a 2 and a 4 and a 2 and a 4, and we've already got our 9, so there's our 6 there, and then so there's our 9. And if we clean up our 9s, then the only spot left for our 2 to go is here, which tells us these 2 cannot be a 2. This is the only spot left for our 2, which makes this one a 4, and then makes this one a 5. We've got our 2, so that makes this a 4, and that one's our 2. Okay, now we're just carefully going along. There's our 2, which makes this one our 5, and this one we've got our 9, so there's our 7, there's our 9. Okay, so the only number missing here in this cube is a 6. Okay, so there's our 9, so we put our 9 over here, and our 2 right there. Okay, last ones, there's our 2, so there's our 4, and there is our 2. Alright folks, there you have it. Very hard puzzle. Starting off with just the regular isolations, regular single eliminations, double eliminations. Hard, we got into those crisscross puzzles, getting into ghost rows, and then that weird, odd, I don't know what to call that thing at the end, where there's just a causality and you have to sort through 2 or 3 steps to figure out what won't work. Beauty of it though is, one reason I love Sudoku is that there is only ever one solution. I love that about math. English was not my best subject. You can have lots of different solutions to say one thing, and you can say multiple things by saying the same thing. But with math, you get one solution, and it is finite most of the time. So, thanks for watching along, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to pause it at the beginning, print it off, play along. Feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I do welcome them all. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.